Pro-Built Systems, up in this mother.
Alright, I'd like to welcome you guys back to Pro-Built Systems. What we got for you today is the Milwaukee Mini Band, or the Cordless Subcompact Bandsaw. I posted a thread on Reddit, and this was the request, among the requests of tools that you guys were interested in seeing covered. So we're going to go start unbox, overview, maybe test it out, take it apart, do what we can do here. Looking like this is the band that goes with it. I don't know if this is a proprietary band just because of the size. I mean, you guys can see. I don't know what other tool would take a band of that size. Anything else of use in here? Bullshit. Operators de manual. Maybe for Canadian guys or something. I don't know. So, looks like we got the band and the tool in the box. The tool is pretty similar to the full size. I don't know why they had these stupid LEDs on all these things. That you can't see shit with them. But, looks like it opens, starting off not very good. This mechanism that you see on those little the boxes with your bits and screwdrivers and stuff in them, that's their mechanism for holding this plastic. Let's see, PA6. So that should be a glass fiber 30. So this should have 30% glass fiber reinforced in it. So we'll test that. We'll get a scratcher out there. Metal here. This looks like we have a metal body. It is punched. So you can see here. See, not cast. It's punched there on the side. See that punched corner? Pretty thick. It's hard to tell. The rotor. Oh no. Oh no. That doesn't feel like metal. Feels like it's got some metal components, but that's a plastic rotor. Let me grab the full size one so we can do some comparisons as we go through here. This will no doubt lead us into a video about the full size, but right off the bat, plastic, metal. The only plastic part on these, and that's metal too. Even these cones, they're just texturized. So metal, plastic, and then that's looks like a washer, or yeah, those are two separate pieces. So there's a nut washer combo type of or bolt washer combo. So not starting off great. This whole thing, this is all like cast metal. I mean, obviously, it doesn't have to be metal to be good, but if it's the way that these things, the reason I would prefer more metal on these is, as you can see, so the way that these things work is they take the band under pressure and they turn the band, and it's highly under pressure. They turn the band straight so it's cutting at the direction of the tool, offset by a little bit. So you need some structural rigidity in order, because this band is going to be sitting in this tool constantly under pressure. And I'm assuming the pressure on this one's going to be a little bit less, but so the only structure keeping these bands apart is this bit of punched steel. So there's another spot I could see that's not very impressive. So this is going to be where you actually rest whatever you're cutting on. The full size has a cast adjustable piece that you can adjust the depth. This is just a punched piece that is screwed on with no adjustment whatsoever. All right. So, let's see. Trying to see what this is. That looks like some sort of a. Is that a wiper or something? We'll see when we get the band on if that is a bushing or something that contacts the back end of the band when it's under tension. The bearings feel decent, not crunchy. I wonder if these are special or if they are two separate non-special bearings. Because the way it is, you see that there's a two stack here. So I'm wondering if it's two bearings, which is what it looks like, or if it's a special bearing with a groove in it. But I'm going to get in there with a little pry tool and see if I could get an idea of what that is. I need something like a blade, a razor blade, something real thin. Or maybe one of my dental tools here. Yeah, I can't really get in here at all. It does seem to move a little bit, so it's two separate outer rings. So I don't know what the inner race on that is. Okay. Not particularly happy with the wobbliness on this guy. We'll see if it holds that blade under tension properly. So I think let's look at the outside first, and then we'll put the blade on. So we'll make comparisons to the big Mama Jama, just to see, because it's obviously the whole thing's a scaled down version of this. This is the full size one. So I could see that. So the pieces here that are glass fiber reinforced, you can see that they strike a different look to the housing pieces. So let's see what type of plastic this back housing is made out of. Because it almost looks more like it's glass fiber reinforced, but it doesn't. Or maybe the percentages are different. I would like to see, because you can see here that here's the stamping for this piece, but on the hinge, these pieces look very different than this back piece here. So I'm trying to find, what do you want to bet that it's concealed underneath the, but we could just do a scratch test. Let me grab a razor blade and we'll do that. Okay, let's see here. Get a spot where it really won't matter too much. It doesn't feel like it's got much in it. Get with the back part of the razor blade. Yeah, it feels a little bit different than this. So either the percentage is different, or it might not be glass fiber reinforced. They're completely relying on this steel. It just strikes a different look. Or it could just be I'm completely insane and the mold is different. I almost want to put on gloves because I have a big cut in my finger that's healing slow. Alright, let's see here. Should we start off with this guy wheeled in? I think I'm gonna put on gloves because I already got one cut, and I don't need two. Okay. Okay. Don't know why. That thing is in the way. So is this supposed to be above that, or it doesn't look right here. Yeah, it seems like it's low there. So maybe that's supposed to be a wear surface or to mitigate some wearing there. So let's see if we can get it to sit above that piece rather than on it. Okay, that feels a little bit better. So now it's riding pretty high. Let's grab a battery and see if we can. Okay, all right, grabbed a battery. Oddly enough, this is the size that goes with these things. Seems a little weird to me, but so it's got full battery here. Does sound like it's rubbing wrong for some reason. Let's see. So it does go above that. Will it let us run it while this is open? Sure does. There's some scratching. It sounds like it's coming from this wheel here. See if I can bring it close to the mic so you guys can hear it. It's actually coming from this other one. Let me try that again. So we'll see if you guys can pick that up. All right. Well, I think it is test time. Let's move over to the bench and we will try this guy out. All right, we're going to run it through its paces as far as cutting. We're going to start off with PVC, go to wood dowel, then a metal conduit, finish off with some steel angle iron. So here with the PVC, I know it can cut it, but we're checking the feasibility versus a very cheap cutter. So is this thing going to be in your kit? Is it going to replace your cheap cutter as well as cutting some of your harder materials? So let's go ahead and take a look here. So after each cut, let you guys take a look at the cut itself. This one's a little fuzzy, so you could clean it up. It's not terrible. We'll compare it with a cut from the cheaper tool. That's a much cleaner cut, and this is cheaper. So, feasible, yes. Replacing your snips, I don't really think so. Okay, stepping it up to wood. Would you use this to cut wood? I've used mine before in a pinch. Not a bad cut. No worse than a typical saw cut. I mean, you're going to have to clean up the edge anyways, no matter what you do. Totally reasonable. Number 3, metal conduit. This is where I think this thing's going to be outmatching a lot of other competition. You always push the tool, this rest, up against your work. Otherwise, you're going to get that rattling sound. Okay. As good a cut as you're going to get with anything bandsaw cut. I mean, maybe a spinning cutter might give you a slightly better one, but you're always going to have to deburr. So, not bad. Now, where a spinning cutter is not going to get you is this. Straight angle iron. This type of stuff I use my full size for, cutting this as opposed to my Hitachi metal cutting chop saw, because the noise, the time, the heat, the bandsaw spanks those things handily. Same thing here, we're going to have to go through, cut this way and then down, since still cutting on a start like this would be a little more difficult for the tool. Well, let's try it. That's not bad for a little pocket-sized tool. The cleanness of the cut, unmatched. I mean, that's pretty perfect. So this thing kind of excels with harder stuff as far as the blade right out of the box goes. Be interesting to see if we can get some different blades for it. Now let's check how much power did we use. We used one bar out of 4. So, I think it's going to really excel on harder materials as opposed to softer stuff. But I think the battery is going to be your holdback on this. This is just the default little M12s, so that's going to be interesting. Definitely stronger on the angle iron than I had thought. Alright, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and here's your teaser of what's coming next. You can't really tell what this is because they put the sticker over most of the product.